Okay, welcome to Information Technology and Social Work. Today we're going to be talking about how to be successful in the course. Um, Certainly reading the syllabus is a great place to start, addressing the expectations and the assignments. Printing the syllabus is an important thing to do too. With power outages and other things that can happen, it's important to be able to have access to the syllabus at all times in the hard copy format. Really becoming familiar with Blackboard. There's a lot of material and a lot of resources. Get to know them and become familiar with the setup of the course and what the expectations are each week. Attend class is required, whether it's online or face-to-face, but having a presence in both or either or format, depending on which format you're taking. And certainly contact the instructor if you have any questions or concerns. This is not a hard course, it's a 200 level course. There is definitely work in kind of keeping up with the work each week, but I often find that students are not successful in the course because they don't keep up with the work. So that's a good thing to think about. Course stability. I just pulled this from the syllabus, but it's an important thing for us to be thinking about. Certainly as we go into the digital era, it's important for us to learn kind of classroom etiquette in the online setting, and both in the online world and also in the classroom with all the technology that we have access to. So certainly something to kind of be reviewing is this policy, and if you have any concerns, to be contacting the instructor about it. UMBC actually has a computing policy, and it is to act responsibly, respect others, certainly only using the email and other technology for university activities, acknowledge that system administrators can examine files, and acknowledge the right of the university to restrict or rescind computing privileges, and certainly respecting licensees and copyrights. And this is found on UMBC's website. The UMBC's Assured Access and Computing Initiative is an important thing to be thinking about. Again, whether you're taking this course in the hybrid or online format, you need to ensure that you have access to the technology, to Blackboard, to email, and so whether you have access on campus, at home, at work, at a library, at UMBC's library, it's important that you have that access in order to be successful in this course. A good place for you guys to start is ensuring that you are familiar with the resources that are available to you. So the UMBC website has a wealth of information. Becoming familiar with the tabs kind of in there and where to find the class schedule, where to find the library resources, certainly the social work department's website, OIT, which is the Office of Information and Technology. If you're a Shady Grove student, there's 2 additional websites that you should be familiar with. So again, navigating these sites and becoming familiar with them. And they're part of the readings for this week, so I suggest that you bookmark these pages that are relevant to you and certainly spend a little bit of time exploring them, finding the class schedules and whatnot. Okay, one of the places where we're starting kind of in the first class is to just hop over onto the discussion board and kind of see how that's working, maybe talking, sharing a little bit about yourself, what you hope to kind of learn in the class, and what you think you'll do with this information. One of the topics for today's class is email etiquette, and there are several readings in the readings tab, so spend time on that. But kind of just a summary is to consider before composing an email, who you're sending the email to, how professional you need to be in the email, kind of if you are sending attachments, what does that look like? Are you capable of sending attachments? Are they capable of receiving them? Most of the stuff is yes, yes, but certainly thinking about sending stuff in PDF format versus Word, kind of sometimes in Word, depending on kind of the formality of it. If you're submitting a resume or cover letter, maybe PDF format is a good way to go because it doesn't allow for formatting changes. How long should the email be? Considering your mood and temperament, kind of where you are. We know certainly. Maybe back in college days there used to be drunken phone calls. Now there's like drunken texts and Twitters and Facebook postings and things that you can't really take down, and things that are more in writing. So thinking about kind of where you are emotionally before sending an email. It's often not a bad idea that if it's a more serious email and you're not sure of your tone, maybe having a friend or colleague read it, or even sleeping on it for a night. So kind of drafting the email and not sending it until the next day is something to kind of consider. I kind of discuss this because the number of faculty that complain about emails from students, and I get it too, even though I teach this class. So there's usually no greeting, no dear professor, hello, Mrs., whatever sort of greeting. There is usually a sentence or two, half of which is in texting format, so part words, part abbreviations, and it oftentimes students don't even sign off to say what with a signature, so I don't even know who the email's from. And now with students being able to get their emails on their devices, their PDAs or their Blackberries or iPhones or whatever, sometimes their signatures aren't kind of in the email. So really thinking about kind of setting up a formal email. So, dear Dr. Snooze, my name is Katie Morris, even letting them know what class they're in. Many of your instructors are teaching more than one class. So I'm in this class. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend your class tonight. I'm going to get your material offline, and certainly some sort of sign off and my name. So again, kind of thinking about, this professionalism, and it's starting here. No matter who you're kind of sending your email to, be thinking about those instructors are considering those communications, whether they be online or email or in person. They're considering those kind of the first point of contact. This is just a quick thing. I think you're all kind of aware of logging out, but just wanted to kind of put that in there. Okay, I did want to spend a minute, kind of the next part of this lecture, talking about what we call Collaborate. Sorry, I'm totally jumping ship here. Changing topics. So Collaborate is actually a great feature in Blackboard, and it's something that you may or may not be using in this course, or perhaps other courses. I actually have the Collaborate set up right kind of in one of the tabs here, and you can click on it. And you can see here, this is actually two things. Just by clicking on it, it kind of generates the program to open up. This is used for two things. One, I could record a class and save it and have you view it later. Or we could all meet together and live in this class and have some sort of live discussion. So I'm on a Mac right now, so I'm going to click Keep down here. I do have this, and then I'm actually going to click it for it to open. I do have this part of the lecture in, and I just click Run, in a PC format. So if you're running on a PC, you can kind of see how that works. I obviously clicked this too many times. So you'll see this Blackboard Collaborate come up, and again, this may be kind of a recorded session or it may be a live session. It would depend on kind of how your instructor plans to use it. So it's really a neat feature. In order for it to work, there's a couple of things that you guys could do once you get in here. This kind of talk button would allow you to talk, and it's kind of like a walkie-talkie, so you have to have the talk button on in order to talk. You can also use the video feature. I'm not going to do that right now. Not sure of my professional attire. One thing you might want to do first when you walk in is to start the audio wizard setup. This is actually a good place for you to kind of walk through it. I'll try to walk through it. It might kind of make an echoey tone as we're doing it. But this is a good way for you to kind of see if you can hear.
Welcome to the audio setup
so you can
wizard.
see it's kind of saying, checking to see if you could hear it. Yes, I could hear it. And then it's going to test if it can pick up your voice. So this is kind of a nice way to see if this is working. So that's a great place to kind of come in and check